Hi guys, so welcome back to today's episode of One Hot Topic. It's July 10, 2025 and it's currently 10:30 p.m. here on this very hot summer night in Phoenix, Arizona. So, this one should be a really quick update. I was just really surprised looking at Miss Grand International's post this morning. It seems like Mr. Nawat and CJ Opiaza are going to India. And this post was actually made 14 hours ago, and it says CJ Queen or Queen CJ, our Radiant Miss Grand International 2024, together with Mr. Nawat, will grace India for the grand celebration of Miss Grand India 2025. This will take place from July 11 to July 14. And given the time difference, I think they must be in India right now. So the second sentence in the post says, "Who will rise to represent India in the quest for the Golden Crown? The journey begins now. Don't miss it." Of course, there are all the hashtags and a great picture of CJ and Mr. Nawat in here. Like I said, nothing against Mr. Nawat or CJ Opiaza. That's actually a beautiful picture, I have to say. So let's just look at some of the comments. There are over 9,000 reactions, likes, loves, emojis in here, and about 603 comments and counting. So we're not going over all 600 comments, by the way, but here are a few. So this person says, "This is exciting." Someone sarcastically added on the post below, "What about the comment Mr. Nawat made about Rachel's very smelly armpit?" And another one said, "I'm totally speechless. How is this possible after everything that happened? Nawat said India is like a toilet. Then how can he come over here?" And that person is clearly located in India, and I agree. It seems too early and too premature for Mr. Nawat and CJ Opiasa to be visiting the country. What happened to Rachel Gupta is still very fresh. And a lot of the comments in here even express concerns for CJ and not so much for Mr. Nawat, which I can understand. There's a consistent sentiment towards him, but for CJ, people do like her, and I hope and people also hope that she'll be okay and well protected while in India. She is caught in the middle of this major beauty pageant scandal between Rachel and who is seen as India's own princess, right, their own queen, and then Mr. Nawat, who said what he said. So, do you really think that Indian fans are going to be very happy? Maybe some, sure, but again, this issue is still very fresh. I feel like they should have made a better decision. Still, I hope they travel safely and taken care of in India. But you never know. You don't know who might be a fanatic or who might take things into the extreme. So this commenter responded, "He is toxic," and this is clearly talking about Mr. Nawat, "but he is still welcome in India." And then he added, "I'm Filipino," and that kind of confused me because if you are a Filipino, how can you say he's welcome in India? Unless you are actually in India as well. So another user said, "Despite him insulting India for years, he still sent candidates and even thanked him for crowning one of your candidates." And that's similar to the Philippines. For so long, he has been fighting with Filipino fans. And now that CJ has the crown on her head, everyone suddenly calls him Papa Nawat. Or, kind of brown nosing here and there. So, I think we should probably try not to be hypocrites here. Okay. Then someone else wrote, "He really needs to come to India and see what it is really like." Another just said, "Such a shame." Okay, and this one said, "This is dangerous," and I agree. It's a dangerous move, especially for CJ, and I'm sure she couldn't say no. I'm sure of that. People around her, probably family, her friends, are probably asking her if it's really safe for her to go. Not that we're saying something will happen in India, but it's Mr. Nawat that's concerning. Is it really safe for her to be there? And one person said, I hope India's people will be very nice to CJ and Papa Nawat. There are 14 replies here, and it seems like someone was commenting about the word peoples that was used on the comment. And it says here it can refer to multiple ethnicities or races, so the plural is fine. And another one said, we have nothing against CJ, so that's good. She inherited the crown, we accept her. So that's very positive. And someone else said, no problem with CJ, but Nawat, never. And I feel like this is really a tacky decision making by the organization. Are they trying to extend an olive branch to India, just like what they did to the Philippines at one point in time? Not sure. Most of these comments are directed to Mr. Nawat. And this other one says CJ is welcome again and will be celebrated for sure. But aside from the new franchise owner of Miss Grand India, no one wants Mr. Nawat in India. And I think that is a very accurate statement. Another person commented, God bless you, CJ. Another one said, I'm totally speechless, but CJ is welcome, not Mr. Nawat. Come on, just come in. Rachel is waiting for you with her new heels. So obviously a reference to a showdown. Some questioned why India is still even participating in the pageant, and that's a fair point. National directors should be rethinking things. With everything happening with Miss Universe, and are they also trying to commercialize it like Miss Grand International? I do not know. We'll see, right? Countries need to be really smart about where they send their candidates. But candidates should also be like Emilia Dietz, the Chilean singer, who was supposed to go to Miss Grand International or represent Chile to the Grand International, but backed out. Even after signing a contract, she said, no, I'm not going. So anyways, some of the comments in here are of course wishing them safe travels, and that's nice. Others are clearly not welcoming them. This other person here joked about throwing eggs in protest. I'm like, guys, eggs are still very expensive in the US. At one point they were, I think, $8 at Walmart. Still not worth throwing it, okay? Others are serious and saying it's not safe in general, and I agree. Be careful. True. Someone said, am I missing something? So this is probably not a pageant fan, okay? And here's a fellow commenter said, oh my gosh, this is scary. It's like Final Destination. Of course, not all Indians hate them. It may just be social media. But she said, I believe they'll still welcome CJ with grace. Okay. There is also an expectation for CJ to at least acknowledge what happened to Rachel. Not to take sides, of course. Do not ever take sides. I don't want to ever take sides. But at least to show solidarity with another woman, right? Ignoring it and not saying anything about it kind of invalidates Rachel's experience. So that might also be why not everyone is excited about CJ's reign. But I do think that CJ has done well so far. MJI's only way to fix their image is to actually treat CJ well. So she is in a very good position right now. Since she took over that crown from Rachel, I have not seen a single TikTok live selling from CJ. But then again, maybe I just missed it. I wasn't looking for it. Okay. So here in some of the comments, they said don't come to India, and others are posting edited photos mocking the situation. Some are lighthearted, others are really sharp. Many commenters comments center on the tension between Rachel Gupta and Mr. Nawat. Okay, so that's the reason why you really truly need to be very careful about what you say on social media. I try to be very cautious because even some Filipinos will say things like, hey, they comment on me trying to post things in YouTube. There was this other person that says, you're a nurse. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, you have no idea what I do as a nurse. Yes, I'm a nurse, but I also have other things I want to do. So people can be very insensitive in social media. Some people really get fired up if you say something wrong. So be prepared because people will come after you. One time, One time I left, a comment when Gigi Hadid and her sister Bella Hadid appeared to have shaved their eyebrows or probably put something on it, and it looks like they don't have eyebrows. I commented that I didn't think it looked beautiful. I mean, I said it very nicely too. I didn't say that. I forgot how I said it, but it was very respectful. And I said, as a mom of a child with alopecia who has no eyelashes, I just didn't find it fashionable. Believe it or not, I tell you. People came after my comment, and I had to make my Instagram private because it was public at the time. That was my personal Instagram, which I made a mistake posting using my personal Instagram. Can you believe that? So again, be very careful about what you say in social media. Make sure it's socially acceptable and it won't trigger someone else, because if it does, people will come after you. Okay, so another post that I see here is saying CJ Opiaza Miss Grand International 2025 is landing in India today with Mr. Nawat. After her controversial behavior towards India, many are not staying silent. So I'm a little bit confused. What controversial behavior towards India did this person meant after his, referring to Mr. Nawat? Because it says in here after her, so it feels like this person is referring to CJ. But she didn't have any controversial behavior towards India. So anyways, so again, it says many are not staying silent. It says all eyes will be on the airport. People are planning to show their stand. Stay alert, stay aware. And it says no hate to anyone. And on the photo, which clearly is not CJ, it's AI generated, it says they are not throwing flowers at this time. And a lot of the comments, not directed to CJ but Mr. Nawat, are really heated up. It feels like it is a setup. I'm sorry to say that that's what I feel. But I feel like CJ should have not gone. And that's my opinion. But maybe she didn't have a choice. She's just following what MGI is telling her. Okay, and some other comments here says get ready with tomatoes, India. And again, I want to be clear, I don't support any kind of violence, but this seems like a situation that should have been avoided. It might turn out to be safe for both of them, but you never know. Funds can be really unpredictable, not just in India, but everywhere. Thailand, Philippines, wherever fanatics truly exist. So this situation is definitely escalating. Okay, and here is another update from 4 minutes ago. So some Indian netizens are calling for egg, onion, and tomato throwing protests targeting CJ Opiaza and MGI organization. And this is, of course, headed by Mr. Nawat. Upon their arrival in India, MGI is currently en route to the Miss Grand India 2025 finals, but the drama seems to be arriving before they do. This is not CJ, it's an AI generated image, but still the message is getting traction. Some are generalizing all Indian fans, which I don't think is fair. Should say some here on this statement, because not all of them are reacting this way. It says here, there were even Spanish language posts suggesting the same things. I don't know why it was on the Spanish page, but it alludes to the same plot, throwing tomatoes and things like that. So many Indians are still upset that their queen was removed for allegedly not fulfilling her obligations. Again, really, you have to be very careful when posting about this. I really don't want to add fuel to the fire. There were more pictures posted by what seems to be a Spanish blogger, and again, you never know who these commenters really are. Some are likely trolls, right? Okay, so other than that, guys, that's all that I have for you right now. The most recent update was just 4 minutes ago, so let's see what happens tonight, then we'll talk about it tomorrow. So please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video, as it helps with the algorithm. I'll see you again on the next episode of One Hot Topic. Bye!